Today, we're unwrapping the truly chilling story of Dean Corll, the man they called the Candyman. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. You know what? Today, I was a little brought down because I thought you were the Candyman. But I'm Holly.
And I'm Pearl. And I'm the idiot who uploads the wrong episode file. And then never checks it.
We always listen to our episodes, and it's been just a crazy, crazy time at work. And this one we didn't.
Yeah.
And it accidentally got uploaded wrong.
Yeah, so some people got to hear the raw file from my part 2 of
Right.
Derek Todd Lee.
You got to hear me go, hold on, I need to stand up. Let's stop recording for a second.
Yeah. I don't ever stop recording. I just
Right.
edit it out.
Yeah, we just edit it out.
Until today.
Oopsies.
We're actually recording this episode on the Thursday where an episode released.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so this morning I'm like driving down the road, got the episode playing just because I always listen the first day just to, re-verify it's right. Thank God.
Just on the way to work.
And I I hear like a part. I didn't even notice there was no music.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so used to it.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that part. That didn't go, hey, ding, ding, something's wrong.
Yeah.
There's a gap of silence in the beginning where I know, I was kind of readjusting my notes and I was like, what the hell? And then I went, and then another thing happened that I know I edited out and I was like, something's wrong.
Oh no.
And then I'm like, now I don't even know where I'm at because I'm driving and my brain's off somewhere else. I'm on autopilot. And so then I'm like, where am I? And then I'm like, Dollar General parking lot. Replace audio. I'm like,
but, today's ADHD
bad
episode and sleep deprived episode is brought to you by Holly and Pearl and Hold My Sweet Tea.
Yeah. And oops, my bad.
Oops. She didn't do it again. She did it once.
Only one time. Well, let's hope I never do that again.
You will not, because
now I'm going to be hyper vigilant. But
always. But yes, we're trudging through it. We're getting there.
We're almost done.
Yep.
With this dang summer rush.
Yep. Because our job is summerific.
Whatever. We don't get to go on vacation like everybody else and all these normal people.
Nope.
We live in the land of blackout dates. You're like, no, you can't go have fun.
You have to work. But I like it because during the holidays we can take time off and it's really nice. So
yeah.
That's the only plus, but summer's brutal for us. So
yeah.
Enough of us complaining.
Complaining about being tired. I'm tired of complaining.
Right. We're sorry that we have to put all of our trauma on you. But it's the podcast.
The morning dump.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So Candyman, huh?
Candyman.
This isn't the Candyman Ken because he
mixes it with love and makes the world go round.
Sugar. Mixes it with sugar.
Right. No, not that Candyman. But this episode does delve into extremely graphic content, so listener discretion is strongly advised. This is the Candyman of Houston, Texas, the Heights, which was a really nice area. And things like this didn't happen in that area ever, but it did.
Yeah. Never say never.
Never say never. But I'm going to go into who the Candyman is and a little bit about his early life because, we always got to find the trauma point of what made him the way he is. And you can't say like you can blame the parents every time or their upbringing, but he did have kind of a weird upbringing with his father and stuff, but we'll get into that. So today's case is a case that remains a horrifying stain on American true crime. Not a lot of people have heard of the Candyman. I don't think Dean Corll is talked about as much because this time frame is when a lot of other sinister serial killers were doing their thing. One of them was John Wayne Gacy. But there's a connection to Gacy. So we will get into that later.
They weren't both clowns, were they?
No. One was a Candyman, one was a clown.
One was like, here's some candy, little boy.
Right. And, I'm a clown. So
here's a balloon animal to go with your candy.
Right. So Dean Corll, I think to like truly comprehend the monster, like let's look into like who he was. So he was born December 24th, Christmas Eve, 1939 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. His early life was far from stable. It was marked by a tumultuous home environment, like I said. His parents, Mary and Arnold Corll. Every time I hear that, I think of The Walking Dead, and I can't get it out of my brain. They had a volatile relationship. They were married and divorced twice.
Fun. Wow.
His father was in the military.
To each other.
Right.
Okay.
To each other. Yes, to each other. Sorry. They married, divorced, married again to each other, divorced.
Okay.
So, but it was very volatile. There was lots of abuse. Mary said that Arnold had never abused the boys, but her.
Okay.
So why would you take that? And why would you take it again?
That is still abuse to your children because you think they don't know or they don't hear, they don't see, but they absolutely do.
Absolutely. So this instability undoubtedly like impacted young Dean. Apparently it didn't impact his brother because his brother didn't go kill people, but
I'm sure it impacted him just in a different kind of way because I feel like me and my brother, Chicken Voldemort. His name is Joe, all right?
It's Joe. It's so plain. Chicken Voldemort sounds better.
Yeah.
We're legally changing it.
So anyway, like our parents were bad for each other. And I feel like it affected me way different than it did him. So
yeah.
Neither of us are killers, but
yet.
Yeah.
So Dean Corll was often described as a quiet, introverted, and somewhat withdrawn child, frequently overshadowed by his younger brother. The family's frequent moves due to his father's military service prevented him from establishing lasting friendships or a consistent sense of belonging. After his parents' final divorce, because I said there was two, Dean and his brother moved with their mother to Houston, Texas. So there was a time when he went to stay with his grandparents during the summer, and that's where Dean's little brain learned how sexual activity was because his grandparents had a farm, and he got to watch the animals procreate. So fun times. That's where he was learning his sex education from. But when he got back, his mother, Mary Corll, she was a very resourceful woman. She purchased and operated a small candy store. So Dean, being the dutiful son, frequently helped out. He worked behind the counter. The candy store was across from an elementary school. So Dean became known as the Candyman. A seemingly harmless nickname would become tragically ironic, of course, and forever linked to the unspeakable horrors he would inflict. It wasn't little girls that he was giving candy to, it was little boys.
Mm-hmm.
So he would groom these little boys, give them free candy. In the back of the candy store, he put a pool table. He would invite these...
Oh, Oh, he made a whole room.
Yes. He started out with, the cool hangout room. So all these little boys getting out of school, free candy, pool table, hanging out, some cool black lights in there. Like, it was the place to hang out.
For
free. He was grooming.
Yeah.
But also, he was innocent looking to the parents because he was good old Dean, the candy man.
They just thought he was being a nice guy.
Awesome guy. Wow, thanks for being so cool to our kid. So he served in the U.S. Air Force. He received a discharge because his mother needed him back home to help with the business. She was having, time doing it by herself. So he was discharged for that. And he even had like a really brief, ill-fated marriage that quickly ended in divorce. So he, that's not something that he wanted. He wanted young boys.
Mm-hmm.
So beneath the surface, like he was grooming these boys. One in particular that he was grooming was Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. He would favor him. He would always do things for him. He was attracted to him.
I gotcha.
This young boy. It was crazy at the things that he would do to go to the lengths that he did. So when he groomed them, he would, like I said, gain the trust of the parents. He also bought Henley a car.
What?
Yeah, when he got a, teenager, he bought him a car.
Wow. Okay.
So he had moved into this apartment. Again, had this cool room set up in his apartment. All these boys would come back.
Oh, now it's in his apartment.
It's in his apartment, yes. These boys would come back to his apartment. He would, just having a good time at old Dean's place. I mean, at old, Dean Corll's place. Sorry. There's names swirling. So he got the trust of another boy named David Owen Brooks, and he would have them come over and they would bring friends and things like that. Well, one day, Elmer Henley was going up to the apartment. He always just went in. Well, he went in, and Dean was in the apartment sodomizing two young boys. And Dean yelled at him, "Get out." So he was like, bruh. He backed away and he went out of the apartment. So
I would never come back.
Right.
I would take my perv bought car and disappear.
Right. And be like, bye. So, he's like, a little later, he contacted him and he's like, hey, sorry that you had to see that. This is what happened. He's like, well, what happened to them? He's like, I shot them both in the head.
He freaking told him that?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So he's gained this boy's trust. He's groomed him.
Right.
To do this. And he knew that Dean Corll was homosexual, but he didn't know that he was a pedophile.
Okay.
So he said, I'm going to make a deal with you. I will give you $200 for each boy that you bring me.
Oh.
So
now he's making him complicit in his crime.
So Henley, being the teenage boy, $200 for each. Okay. So he made him an accessory. Well, Henley also got his friend, David Owen Brooks, involved. He started getting $200. So within the span of 1970 to 73, they started bringing boys to him. So,
both of them?
Yes, both of them. Dean Corll, like I said, he was a master manipulator. He played on these kids' vulnerabilities. He also did, which I thought was funny, John Wayne Gacy would play the game of, I bet you can't get these handcuffs off.
Right.
Dean Corll would also do that. So they would all be sitting around and he would, get them to do the handcuff thing. He would lure the boys in with promises of drugs, money, a good time, alcohol. I mean, you're a prepubescent to
I was going to say
13,
every
15-year-old boy.
Teenage boys.
They're like, yeah, cool. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So he rented houses and apartments all over Houston Heights. He did not stay in one very long because he didn't want to get caught pretty much. So he would move that. He would also have these boys huffing paint, acrylic paint, spray it in a bag and huffing it and stuff. So these little kids are out here huffing paint. It would knock them out.
Yeah.
That was easy for him to get to them and do what he needed to do.
Right.
So once at his residence, they were subjected to prolonged periods of unimaginable torture, sexual assault, and ultimately murder. The exact number of victims linked to Corll is 28 confirmed. There is one that they never confirmed. It was a John Doe. He would use different methods of killing these boys and torturing these boys. He would use a .22 caliber pistol to shoot some of them. He would strangle some of them, stab, just anything. Most of them, these boys were like crying out for their mothers.
I was like, if they're high as hell,
right?
I mean,
just the most sadistic way possible.
Yeah.
He also had a torture board. So it had handcuffs on it. It was like a plywood board, had shackled handcuffs and stuff. He would shackle them to this board. And at the time, like his mother's candy company kind of went down so that it wasn't open anymore. He was working at a lighting and glass place. He would take glass filament, like rods, and he would shove these up their urethra and break them off. Yes.
Oh.
Disgusting.
Oh.
So this is like I said, he was sadistic. He was disgusting. But where was he disposing of all of these bodies? He had all these little kids' bodies that he's like killing.
Right.
So they were meticulously concealed so he could, evade detection. He moved a lot and all that stuff. He would bury them in, there were like some beach areas, but the most like burial site, the biggest burial site that they had, the prominent one was a boat shed. So he started deep, burying these bodies. He would cover them with lime. And then bury a couple more bodies in different spots, cover them with lime. So when the police went in and found these, they knew when they hit lime, there was a body.
Yeah.
Because it had, I guess hardened a little bit. So they knew like when they hit the white stuff, like there was another body. Yeah. And they just kept finding them.
Ugh.
So he, a lot of these boys in that area, back then, they had a lot of runaways. So the police, they literally just kind of brushed them off because there was all these missing boys. They're like, they're just runaways. They're just going somewhere. They'll come back. They brushed a lot of these cases off.
I hate that runaways get brushed off in general. I mean, you should track them down anyway. They're missing children,
period.
Right. I don't care.
Yeah.
Go find them. I don't care if they're 15 and they're mad and they ran away from home. Yeah. Figure out where the hell they are anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, it's. I don't understand the mentality of the police going, he's a runaway. We're not going to go look for him. He's missing.
Yeah.
Like. 100%.
Runaway or not, he's missing. Yeah.
So a lot of these became known as the Lost Boys of Houston because they never came back. I'm going to leave a link in the show notes of, like if you want to look up the autopsy reports of all of these boys, all 28 of them, they are in this link, every single one of them. It tells you exactly how they all died. But we'll go through some of them, like in the boat shed. They range from 13 years old up to 19 years old, which was just crazy. Frank Aguirre, he was around 18 years old when he disappeared. He was lured by the promise of a party. Mark Scott, he was 15. He was one of the youngest. There was a 13-year-old. Henley said that Corll forced him to participate in Mark's strangulation and also, in some of the sexual parts of it.
That's his way of making sure that you're not going to say
right,
anything.
that you're, okay, now I'm like
This is
really
like
into this.
His insurance policy.
Yeah. There were several, like I said, 15, 17, 18-year-olds that were involved in there. And beyond the boat shed, there were 4 more victims found buried near Lake Sam Rayborn. This was Donald Scott Linus, Michael Allen Bullock, Baulch. I don't know. And his brother Billy. So brothers, got both of them. Joey Franking was a 17-year-old found on a beach in Jefferson County. So that was another place that he buried them. There was Boulevard Peninsula. They discovered it was another beach. I'm like, so you're on a beach. You're all these beaches. I guess it's easier to dig in the sand than it is in the dirt.
Yeah.
So, he's dumping them here.
It's a little faster, I guess.
Yeah. And this is where they found James and Raymond Stanley. They were brothers, a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. And then there was a few more that were also buried there. But like I said, I'll put that link in the show notes. You can see every one of their autopsy reports because there were so many of them.
Ay.
It's crazy. But one of the victims recovered from the boat shed remains a John Doe, like I said. He was an unidentified male between 15 and 18 years old. A lot of these parents or people who had missing boys after this case broke didn't want to come forward because they didn't want to think that their son was homosexual. I'm like, he was not. This man literally did it to them.
Yeah,
they were just going over there for like fun and not even. Some of them probably didn't even go for drugs. They were just like, oh, this guy's got some cool stuff in his house, some black lights and some cool music. Yeah. It was the 70s. Like
they were convinced by other things, not sexual encounters. They probably had. I mean, I doubt they had any idea that was what was really going on over there.
So Dean Corll's reign of terror came to an abrupt and violent end, though. Not by police, but by the hand of one of his own accomplices. On August 8, 1973, Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. shot and killed Dean Corll at Corll's home in Pasadena, Texas.
Good for him.
He was like, because he had forced him to do something, and he was like, I cannot do this anymore. And at the time, Henley had a girlfriend. So when the police got there, it was Henley and his girlfriend and Brooks. They were just sitting on the sidewalk with the gun. And they were like, we shot him.
Yeah.
So
it's like, do you arrest him or do you congratulate him for taking the scum off the street? But it's like,
but they didn't even know at the time. So like he was arrested and everything. Henley later claimed that he acted in self-defense because he did have him, like, Corll did threaten to kill him. And there was another young man that was there at the time and his girlfriend. So.
And he was groomed and brainwashed.
Yeah, groomed and brainwashed. But he like, was like, oh, just, it's fine. You can, he had him handcuffed. He's like, you can take him off. I'm good. We'll do this and everything. And then he grabbed the gun and shot him. So he was like, he was smart in that aspect. He finally
he woke up.
Right. So it was Henley's subsequent confession to authorities that blew the lid off the entire horrifying saga. He led police to Corll's boat shed and to other burial sites, revealing the mass graves of the young boys. The discovery of 28 bodies shocked Houston, 29 bodies because there was a John Doe, shocked Houston and indeed the entire nation, finally bringing the terrifying truth about the Candyman, Dean Corll, to light. In the aftermath, both Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. and David Brooks faced justice. Henley was charged with murder. He got, 6 counts of murder, and each one of them was a 99-year life sentence. So, nice sentence. David Brooks got 1 count at a 99-year life sentence.
How did they decide on 6 is what I'm wondering. Like, is
Yeah.
it just like counting some of the
Well-
kids he admitted to having to participate in? Or?
Yeah, that's the ones he said that he was. So at first he was like, it was all Corll, but then Brooks was like, no, I'm going to tell you the truth. He turned himself in. He's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is what happened. This is what Henley helped with. This is what I was forced to help with.
Right. Okay.
So he told the truth.
I gotcha.
And that's how like the sentencing came down in the trial. Henley is currently incarcerated at the Telford unit in Bowie County, Texas. He has repeatedly sought parole, but these attempts have consistently been met with fierce opposition from the victims' families. His most recent compassion release request was denied in 2022, and his next parole review was actually last month in 2025. And he was denied again.
Yeah. I would hope that even with all these denials, there has been some sort of mental health assistance provided to these guys.
Right. And I'm sure, yeah, there had to have been. Brooks, he served 45 years of his term before he died on May 28th of 2020 at the age of 65 due to COVID-19. So... the vid took him out.
Which, I mean, I guess makes kind of sense because he's in a place where there's limited contact with so many people from the outside that you bring in something strange, it's going to affect him a little bit different because he's been there a long time.
Yep. So this is where kind of like the John Wayne Gacy aspect of it comes in. So this case happened the same time around Gacy when his stuff was happening up in Illinois. Gacy's kill number was 33. And it was like between 72 and 75 when he was killing. So like Corll's thing kind of got pushed away and Gacy's like took light. So, and then Gacy was the clown. He was a family man. So it kind of took more meaning because his name is more mainstream as a serial killer than Dean Corll's. In total, at least 61 young men and boys lost their lives at the hands of these two sadistic madmen.
Crazy.
But the thing is that both of them were linked to a man named John David Norman, who ran a massive pedophile ring, not only in the Houston area, but across the United States. So it was like Illinois, everywhere.
With no internet.
With no internet back in the 70s. So this man, I don't know how, like we were talking earlier, I don't know how he's had so many like arrests and things like that. But John David Norman, it's these government names, I swear. Let's just call him Norman.
Yeah.
He has been arrested and convicted numerous times between 1960 and 1998 on charges of child molestation, child pornography. How?
Yeah.
Do you keep letting this man,
this repeat offender,
do these things?
Just be out there.
I don't understand. So
I am really big on tougher punishments for pedophiles and people convicted of things like this. It is ridiculous. The tiny amounts of time that gets handed down, and then they're like, oh, well, you were in jail waiting for this case, so we're gonna let you be out on probation. I'm gonna let you out there so that you can go touch someone else.
Oh, he was just touching a little boy. It's fine. He's good. Let him out. We've got this other guy over here that needs, more time. Throughout his life, Norman operated various direct mailing services dedicated to distributing child pornography and arranging sex trafficking. Among these operations were the Odyssey Foundation, based in Dallas, the Delta Project, Creative Court, and MC Publications of Chicago, and Handy Andy from Pennsylvania.
That's just gross.
Yeah. How handy was Andy? So like I said, he is known for his alleged links to Dean Corll and John Wayne Gacy.
So they were in the club.
They were in this club. They were in this ring of stuff. So Corll was actually in his belongings. They found a plethora of photos of young boys being molested, nude, just
all that
sadistic things happening to them in these photos. It was disgusting. But Norman, he was eventually arrested for the last time in August of 1987 up in Illinois, and he spent the rest of his life in state custody. He died in 2011 at the age of 83. He should have died
way before then,
in 1960 from the first one.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I don't know how, like you said, how these people get away with this stuff. It's beyond me. So, in terms of Dean Corll's psychological state, it's crucial to note that he was never formally diagnosed with a mental illness during his lifetime because he was just this good guy. Everybody thought he was this good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he was killed before he could be apprehended by law enforcement or subject to psychological evaluation. However, his actions are highly indicative of sexual sadism disorder. It's a disorder characterized by reoccurrent and intense sexual arousal from the physical and psychological suffering of another person. The core signs include persuasive fantasies, urges, or actual behaviors of inflicting pain, humiliation, and other forms of harm for sexual gratification, especially when acted upon with non-consensual individuals. So you don't want to get it like confused with like BDSM because BDSM, yes, you're doing things, but it's consensual.
Two consensual adults.
Right.
Adults.
Yes, adults. Sexual sadism is consensual, and even if it's an adult or a child,
yeah, it doesn't matter at that point.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Absolutely.
And it is a mental illness. And yeah. So his meticulous planning, manipulation, the sheer brutality of his acts align with the characteristics seen in severe cases of this disorder, often reoccurring with traits found in antisocial personality disorder or psychopathy, which contribute to a profound lack of empathy and remorse. So Dean Corll's case remains a chilling testimony to the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of a seemingly ordinary just person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't they all just seem ordinary on the outside? Ordinary. Hiding some deep, dark, nasty-ass secret.
Right. And you see, like, all of these, I watch a lot of horror movies and things like that. There's the ice cream man in his truck, and he's just this good guy, but beneath the surface, he's got children locked away in his cooler.
Or women. Or whatever,
or something like that, and he's just this sadistic fuck that is nasty behind closed doors.
The places no one can see.
Yeah. But I mean, they're like I said, they still consider these the Lost Boys of Houston, and
it's really sad.
Their families still had to suffer and knowing what happened to their boys.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It is. Because I know that I'm one of those people who I will like put myself in, like, in my head, I put myself in that sort of situation. How would I feel if this happened to me?
It's crazy.
It's horrible.
And there is a documentary on ID, The Candyman and the Clown. It goes into both of them because, like I said, they were linked.
Yeah.
So it is a must watch if you want to hear like more about it. And I mean, a lot of people know about John Wayne Gacy and things that he's done and all of his nastiness and stuff. But like to listen to this and them together, they did a lot of the same things. But come to find out, they were
kind of linked
in the same pedo ring.
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy.
I just said kind of linked in the back end.
Ew.
I went, wait a minute.
Right. And I
didn't do that on purpose, y'all. I ain't trying to be funny. I literally just realized That didn't sound right.
This is old Norman right before he died. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like a pedo, right?
Abso-freaking-lutely does.
Mm-hmm. Got the glasses and everything.
And he looks really proud of it.
Yeah, he has a smile on his face. He's got those Dahmer glasses on and everything. I will put all these pictures up so everybody can see when I do our little slideshow ad video thingy.
Yeah.
I'll do all that. Yeah. Speaking of Facebook, go follow Patty Salzetta.
Yeah, you can. You can follow Patty Salzetta. You can follow her on YouTube also.
Yes.
It's Salzetta Music. You can follow her all the places.
Yeah.
Because she's got something everywhere too, just like us. And she created our theme music.
Absolutely. And her band Wonderkind.
Yeah. Follow them too. Also on Facebook. We want you to share our episodes, but don't share the one I wrongfully uploaded.
Do not share that one.
It is corrected as of 7:30 this morning. So anything you see after 7:30 a.m., as long as you're not part of the folks who listen on Apple Podcasts, because if you already downloaded it before 7, or if you have it automatically downloading for you, yeah, you downloaded the unedited stuff. So if you don't hear music in the beginning, go click the little 3 dots at the top.
Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Drop. And roll.
Click the little 3 dots at the top on the right-hand side of the screen and click remove download. And then go back and click on the episode all over again, and it will download the corrected version. So dang sorry. It appears to be fixed on all other platforms, however. So just anybody who, I don't know does Spotify offer automatic downloading?
I think so.
Because if it does there too, you're probably going to have to go fix that.
But I think I am subscribed to automatic downloading, but when I clicked on it this morning, it was fixed. Yeah.
Okay, so then that should be fine.
It's just the old Apple.
Yeah, go fix your stuff. Because if you started listening to it before I fixed it, it's going to be stuck on the old version. But I did refresh the feed. Yeah. So,
cool deal.
Sorry again, but share our links.
Yes.
Share our Facebook page. Share our Instagram, our TikTok, our YouTube. Go subscribe. I think we're at 64.
Yes. Can I get a hell yeah? Testify.
To 64.
Right?
That's not that exciting. We have 398 followers, I think, on Facebook. So, go subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're out there. But, because, like I said, after summer and we feel like we have enough time to look presentable in the mornings. Mm-hmm.
Right. We'll do some recordings.
Do some stuff with our faces in it.
Right. Oh, and we did get a listener in Poland and Finland, right?
And Sweden.
And Sweden. I forgot about Sweden. Sorry, listener in Sweden. But yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, y'all.
Yeah, super exciting.
And we might launch into a international story. So countries that are listening to us, we might pick one from your country.
Grab something from over there. If you have one you'd like to suggest to us, reach out.
Yep.
Because I'm sure, you live there. You probably know the better ones to cover. But if not, we don't hear anything. We're just going to go look for stuff ourselves and do it.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah. Give us a little out of the South branches here and there.
But our Australian listeners in the south of Australia.
Well, they're south anyway.
Right?
The whole
continent
is south. So it's fine.
Technically, there we go.
Yeah. Dingoes eating babies over there.
Oh. Shrimp on the Barbie. I'm so sorry I said that. If you're even listening this far.
Every time I hear that, I literally see a Barbie doll with a shrimp.
Yeah.
So stupid. This is how dumb we are in America. I swear. But then again, my brain is
literal.
Yes, very. It's very literal, and most of it's pretty funny, but in a really dark way sometimes, I guess.
Yes.
But anyway, like I said, share all the links.
Yep.
Message us. We have an email, steve@holdmysweettea.com. Use it.
Yes. And Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys stay safe out there. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping.
Bye.